And we're live.
So then I have to go like I would have to go like no.
Gonna get up? No. If I fail, I try again, and again, and again. As long as I'm trying, there's always a chance of getting up.
No matter what you might be going through, don't quit. The secret is in not giving up. Everybody who's done something great, they weren't that deep. What they had was resilience. They had the ability to bounce back. All the great, they didn't quit. No matter how possible your situation may seem, stay on course. I guarantee you cannot pass it if you quit. I guarantee you're going to fail, but you don't know what's going to happen if you keep going.
I'm fragile. I feel pain. I hurt. I open my eyes. I create victory. I do not give up. I feel no fear. I fear no man. I create. I conquer. I hold the power.
Make a choice. Just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
We can't have another bad year. You've got to get to the point where enough is enough.
It's much easier to come up with excuses why you can't do it. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is easy, complain about your situation, your circumstances, surrender and give up on your dreams, become depressed and bitter and angry. Anybody can do that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, keep coming back again and again and again. Get up dressed every day. Take life on. Taking life by the collar. You say, yes, I will do it. I can do this. And you've said to yourself, I'm willing to face the noise. I'm willing for people to laugh at me. I'm willing to gut this out. I'm willing to make this happen. It's my time. It's possible. It's necessary. It's hard. It's worth it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I can do it. If anybody's ever done it at any point in time in history, then what's possible for one, it's possible for me, and I'm going to do it. And if you do that over and over and over again, your life will be easy.
Tomorrow is going to be your first day. If you'd like to work here as a broker. Would you like that, Chris?
Yes, sir.
All right, hello everybody. Does everybody have earplugs on that's on the screen because there's a back. We either all have to mute when one person's talking, or you got to have earbuds in.
Yeah, let me just put mine in.
All right. We lost Nance again, I think. But hello, everybody, and welcome to Be Better Tuesdays. My name is Debbie Peltola-Salmons, and I'm hanging out with you tonight from Plymouth, Massachusetts, Cape Cod area south of Boston. So totally stoked to be here. I want to get a couple of really quick kind of technical things out of the way. Some of you folks didn't realize that we had to change the Google Hangout platform, and so that's why people were confused. When we only had a few of us on, under 10 people, we were using one platform so everybody could come on screen and be seen and heard. Once you go over 10 people trying to watch the Hangout, you have to switch the platform. And so the only people that come on camera are people that we have to send a quick special link to once we go live, and then they can speak. The rest of you are logged on and hopefully hearing us and seeing us fine. And so I want to give you, I worked through it today myself so I could see what you were seeing on the link that you click on out of our Facebook group. The first thing you're going to come up to is you're going to see a small screen with, it says ketones, and it's a brightly colored brain. There's a little arrow in that. You need to click on that. Then it's going to bring you to another screen. You're going to click on that screen, and it's going to be a countdown clock telling you how many time until we go live. Above that screen, there is a little square with a bunch of small squares in it. If you click on that, there's going to be a drop-down that says Q&A, and that's going to bring you up on the side of your screen, comparable to a chat box. It's going to say Q&A, and I can see you guys typing on the side. What I don't know is, I don't know that we can answer it by typing, but we can see your questions and we can answer them. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys all know that, because I think a lot of people have been confused and thinking that they weren't actually on the Hangout because their cameras weren't being broadcast. So that's the deal. And so feel free to message me. I've taken screenshots. Somebody opened up. Who opened up their mic? Whoa. Everybody mute. Okay, thank you. I took some screenshots of what the process looks like as you're logging in. So anybody that might still be having trouble, or if anybody on your team tells you they're having trouble, message me, and I will walk them through it for next week. So that's a little house cleaning. Other than that, I just want to tell you guys, those of us that are talking tonight, we're in Dallas this weekend. And we're going to do our best to bring to you what happened there. I want to preface it by saying there's no way to completely do that. You just can't bring back, number one, the energy. Number two, all the knowledge that we gained. Number three, you can't bring back and express to somebody the personal face-to-face relationship you get with people when you meet them. But we're going to do our best to bring back some of that knowledge with us. We're all going to go around and we're going to, I want these guys to share whatever it is that comes to mind. Nothing special, just share it. You can share what kind of stood out to you. And we're going to, we'll take as much time as we need to do that tonight. So anybody that needs to log off, that includes the panel. If we go too long and you want to log off, it's A-okay. But we just really want to do this. I'm going to start, and then I'm going to go to Peter, but what I want to start with is just simply one thing. I'm not going to talk a lot, I'll talk later. What we learned there is this is about human optimization. That is what you are going to hear all of us talking about. You're going to see us posting about it in conjunction with, pictures that we share, products, videos, whatever it is. Because what we absolutely learned is this is not about really just Keto OS. It isn't just about ketones. It isn't just about a business. It isn't just about anything. It is a collaboration of people and things and information. And it is about human optimization. Whether you are a stay-at-home mom and maybe you're 50 pounds overweight and tired and you've got, running kids around and you want more energy for that. Maybe you're somebody that's been ill and, you want to feel better. Maybe you want to lose a little weight. Maybe you're a kick-butt athlete and you want to get just a little bit better. No matter which category you're in, you can optimize who you are and what you're doing. So that's all I'm going to say now. I want to throw it over to Peter. And Peter, darling, just share from your heart. Tell us.
Hey guys, Peter from Toronto. What an awesome weekend that was. And like Debbie said, learning about human optimization. And that it really is what it's all about. And as much as there is a business side to this, I got to say I was pleasantly surprised by the group of people that were there. They wanted to spend this much, like you can't see my arms, they're spread wide open, this much learning about the lifestyle and what the product can do for you, and this much about the business side of it. And to me that meant a lot. That was beautiful. The other thing that really stuck with me was one of the speakers. She's a naturopathic doctor from Toronto, Dr. Andra Campitelli. Phenomenal speaker. She took her information that she was presenting, put it in layman's terms, so it was so easy to understand what she was talking about, which I really appreciated. And one of the things she was talking about, which although seems a little backwards to me, I tried it out, was she mentioned for those of us that have been drinking the Keto OS and sipping it over hours, she said to get the most benefit out of it, drink it in a shorter period of time. So yesterday and today, I drank mine in 10 minutes. And instead of having 2 servings yesterday and today, I've only had 1, and I'm still buzzing with the energy. It's crazy. And I think I'm kind of understanding it, though I'm not a doctor, but to get the full benefits of it, you get it in your system, and it just revs your engine, and you're ready to go. That's the best way I can think to explain it. That and alcohol produces estrogen, and I'm never drinking again. Well, maybe a little bit now and then, but anyway. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. And going to Vegas, baby. I'm pumped for that already. So I hope to see all you guys there. I guess, Debbie, I'm going to pass it on to Tim and see what Tim has to say.
Thanks,
all right,
Peter.
brother.
That was awesome, brother. I'm going to be short. There was so much that happened there that was so great as far as a community, meeting a lot of people. I'm a networking person, so Keto OS and ketogenic way of life, and this weekend has brought people together. 500 people from all walks of North America and even Australia. Sorry, it was fantastic. So that's one of the biggest things I took from it is the people. Is meeting all of them, hearing their stories. There's one thing that hit me, and it didn't hit me, I guess it hit me more when we were on our way back home to Toronto. A gentleman named Mike Kidd. I saw him over there. I didn't meet him at Dallas, but we happened to meet up at the airport on the way home. And he told us his story, how he was 500 pounds. That was the weight he got to. But he was a fireman. And he actually had a really bad accident that actually he couldn't work out. He couldn't do anything because if he moved, it'll damage his heart and his lungs. So he had to sit down. He couldn't do anything by the doctor's order. So he went up to 500 plus pounds. He got tired of this. By April this year, he said, that's it. I got to do something. He went to the doctors and asked the doctor if I go at least, I saw this diet, I saw this ketogenic diet, and I want to work out a bit. If I at least do this, is it going to harm me as far as working out? And the doctor says, you know what? Go for it. This brother's down to 372 pounds. and walking and feeling good. He always made me cry because he was a fireman. He was fit, and you can just tell being around all these people this weekend really helped him. And so community for me is a big thing, and what I see it does to other people, like this gentleman that was a fireman fit, and then all of a sudden blew up to 500 pounds, and then now he's able to come on a plane, come to Dallas, meet all these other people, share his story, listen to other stories, and then go back, ready to go to lose that other 100+ pounds. That was so important. And I think that this, the whole way that we think about this community, Keto OS and ketogenic way of life, we have to not focus on one thing. And I think a lot of people focus on their weight loss, but there's so much more that's happening around us. When that weight goes off, the other benefits you get from that is huge. And when you actually take time and think about those things you can do now that you couldn't do before, it's huge. And so we need to actually relish those things and day to day, and just listen to each other, what we're talking about, how it's affecting our lives, and just fuel off of that, build off of that. That's what I took from last weekend, and I will be going to Las Vegas. I bought my ticket already, so I'll be heading to Las Vegas January the 24th, I think it is. Awesome. All right, Dad.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Tim. And I want to tell you, it was absolutely my pleasure to meet you guys there. Tim and Peter and I hadn't met. And, I feel like they're my family. When we were leaving, I was telling them I loved them. And I mean that. And I really love you guys. And this really is something different. And I'm going to add on to that after. But let's go over to you, Sharon. And Sharon got nothing out of this weekend. So Sharon, why don't you share the nothing that you got?
Oh, I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Can you hear me? Is my thing working? Okay, because I can't hear me.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, okay. It was overwhelming. I don't know what all I got. I got so much that it's like, pooh. Like Tim was saying, the community. I've been to lots of events. Debbie knows this. I've been in lots of stuff, lots of different businesses, and I've gone to a lot of events. And this was not a rah-rah session. This was not a how to build your business, how to talk to people. You don't have to know how to talk to people. You just have to know what this product does for you. Just share what this product has done. You all know what it's done for me. And there were so many people there with so many stories, and you just know that this is just a movement. When we got there, didn't you feel that, you guys? It just felt like we were all one body there. It wasn't everybody trying to be better than this person, or I'm on this team, or I'm on this team. We're on a team. Everybody's together, and everybody's going for it, and it's all a mission to be better. Just to be better. And I don't know. And that arrow thing, that just blew me away. I know that I've never done anything like that before. I am not one to sit and read books on self-improvement stuff. Debbie sent me one. I read that. That's probably the only one I've ever read. I just get bored with it. I don't know why. But boy, that just moved me right past any of my fears. I don't have those fears anymore. Seriously, they went away. And I think it wasn't just the arrow, and it wasn't just that thing we did. I think it was just being with everybody else there and knowing that this whole thing is about this product and about this lifestyle. And I am never telling anybody again that this is anything to do with weight loss. It is not. It is totally not for me anymore. I don't care if I lose another pound. I love feeling younger. I love feeling vital. I love no pain. I don't know how to describe what happened to me in Dallas. I've been to Dallas a lot of times for meetings, and nothing like this has ever happened before. I'm telling you, I always felt less than every time I left another one of, our other company, Debbie. I totally felt less than You know, I never felt up to par. I was, to be honest with you guys, I felt when I got to Dallas, I felt like I was embarrassing you guys to be with me. You know, that's the way I felt. When I left Dallas, I didn't feel like that. And I feel the same way. I am so glad I met you guys. And I'm just so glad I met you. I love all of you. You know, I mean, I had a blast. I really enjoyed everybody. We were all together, and this is a movement. And I want everybody to know that this is a team. It's a team effort. I have a team member she's on right now, and she knows what I'm talking about. But she's, you know, I want to let her know she's vital. She's an indelible part of this team, and we're not going to leave her behind. You know, it's not going to happen. We're going to do everything we can to help everybody on this team, because this stuff needs to get out there. People need to hear about this. And after hearing all the science, that's what blew me away, was when Dr. Andrew was up there and when the Keto Maria was up there. The science to this stuff, that blew me away. I mean, I knew it was good stuff. I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue what ketones can do for your body. You know, we speak about it, you see it on our posts and stuff, but until you really see the science that they've got going on there, and you know that this is not some freak thing out there, this is not some fly-by-night thing, this isn't something that they just whipped up in a minute, it's not a scam, it's life-changing is what it is. It has changed my life. And Debbie, I can't ever thank you enough. I never will I be able to thank you enough for showing me this stuff, because I am alive again. I am alive again. That's all there is to it. I felt like I was going to be like my mother and sit for 30 years till the day I died. I thought that's what was going to happen to me. I'd be sitting in that van or sitting in a couch or sitting in a chair because I couldn't move, and I don't feel that way anymore. And going to Dallas was just the icing on the cake. It sealed my belief. There is nothing anybody can say to me to make me turn around, to make me go backwards, to make me eat crap. There's nothing anybody can tell me that's going to convince me that I am not on the right path. And if they don't want to go along with me, there are people that will. And that's just the way I look at it, you know, and my family is starting to come around. I had my daughter in the van all the way home from Chicago. She's thinking. She's really thinking. She drank some keto on the way home, and I gave her a couple more packs to use later on. My son-in-law says, yeah, I see you got more energy than we do, Mom. I said, I know, and I feel good. I know I feel better than you do, you know, and I'm 62 years old. You know, there's nothing that's going to make me go back. And Nick, you're just my bomb. I love you. He was with me the whole time there. He's always a rock for me, and I really appreciate it. And Nancy, you just know so much. You still make me feel a little better. Because you're so smart. I just hope someday I can know half of what you know. I just don't know if I can remember it all. But it's awesome. I just love you guys, and I had a great time, and I learned so much. I learned about me, and I learned about this product, and nobody on this call better be making an excuse to miss Vegas.
Yeah, and Sharon, I mean, I can vouch for Sharon. I was in Germany with her, and she could barely walk. And, you know, she was running all over the place. And she looks fantastic. I'm telling you, she looks absolutely fantastic, the best that I've ever seen her. And we love you right back, Sharon. And the funny thing is you understand that what you wrote on your arrow, what I wrote on my arrow, and what Nancy wrote on her arrow was almost identical.
Yep.
So our perceptions are just that. They're perceptions.
Exactly.
So thank you, sweetheart. And I'm going to throw it over to Nick, because Nick is still working, I think. And I think he snuck out of a room to join us. So, Nick, I'm going to...
I lost sound.
Can you hear me?
Mute me.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Nick.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I just sometimes don't know if these Bluetooth headsets, if they work very well. Yeah, I'm still at work, but you know, some of the things that really impressed me about this weekend was when we went to the lab, and the actual owner of the lab was the one that gave us the tour. And they're in about 20,000 square feet, if I recall correctly what he said. And that shortly they're going to be moving into 120,000 square feet. That's very impressive. The equipment can do probably 2 or 3 times what it's doing right now. And he also showed us the new creamer that's available. One of the provers, Samantha Ann, actually did a demo on it today. She was able to get a sample pack from Dallas, and she showed a video of it online. I think one of the things, and it's kind of silly, but one of the things that I was most impressed with were the dead rats. You guys remember the dead rats? There were 3 dead rats on the screen, and as I looked at that, as I looked at the first, that rat's intestines, and that just really made me believe that that's where I've been. And then the middle rat, I don't even know what the third rat was, because I focused on that middle rat, and that middle rat, the intestines were perfect. It was just like an illustration out of an anatomy book, and that rat was on a keto diet. Dr. Lowry, I posted in our group an article written by Dr. Lowry, and you know, he's just an amazing guy. It's crazy how young he must be. I swear he's 25. He's probably 30 or so, but he looks 25. And so the quality of the people that prove it has attracted, and as we learned, many of these people have been with the company for 8-9 months. They were brought in as consultants. He's been involved pretty much from the very beginning, and you know, he's not a paid endorsement. He takes the product. He's a prover, and you know, just the multitude of stories of people, the healing that goes along. And Dr. Lowry's presentation was human optimization. And I listened to Rob DeBoer's, one of his calls that he did again today, because I had time. I actually have it on my phone. And it's just remarkable to me that it's not a weight loss product. It is a human optimization product. And we can really bless people's lives. And one of the things Rob said in that call that I listened to today, whether I lose another pound or not, I know that I'm fueling my body with things that will make my body better. I had a chance to talk with a cousin yesterday who is taking the product, and I shared this with Debbie this morning. She has struggled for years as a codependent. She's not an alcoholic, but her daughter is. And she says, in years past, I would just always give in. And she says, this has given me the mental clarity to be able to say no. And that's powerful. Some of us are dealing with that. I'm dealing with that with a family member right now. And for her to share that with me, that was her comment to me. I now have the courage to say no. And I think that as we all experience Keto OS and how it improves our lives and how it improves the people around us, as people that we have given their to, as they buy the product, when they come back to us and they say, I just have mental clarity. I'm able to focus. I'm able to get things done. I'm able to get the garage cleaned like I did. You know, those are things that people are looking for. You know, weight loss is important, but we're all looking for things that make us better. And I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this team and being a part of Prove It, because we are, like Sharon just said, it's the entire organization, the entire company Nobody is trying to get ahead of each other. We're all trying to help each other be better. And I just really appreciate each and every one of you. Love meeting all of you. The arrow thing was difficult in many ways. First of all, sticking an arrow in your throat was not the coolest thing in the world to have to do, but once you figured out that it wasn't going to kill you, you did it. And then the process of getting rid of the thing, the paper that was on your throat, meant a lot to me. So we've got a lot to do over the next 90 days. The next 90 days is an opportunity for us to make a lot of income, but it's also an opportunity for us to share this with a lot of people. I just thank you guys very, very much. And I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to go back to work.
Thank you so much, Nick. It was absolutely awesome to meet you. And I'm going to tell you guys, you can tell, in my opinion, when you hear Nick speak, he's got such a calming, soothing, kind voice. And he is that in person. So it's absolutely amazing. Before I flip it over to Nancy, I just have 2 thoughts that I want to share, just in case anybody, is running short on time and they need to log off. I want you to understand something. This event, as Sharon said, was so different. Now, I've been in this industry for 21 years. I haven't got a clue how many of these kind of conferences I have been to. 50, 60 at least. I agree with Sharon. I've never been to one where there wasn't rah-rah and hype. There was energy, and that energy was directed, right? It wasn't just to be pie in the sky, rah-rah. So much knowledge, so much information, so much transparency. I've never experienced that. So normally, when you hear of these kind of events in our industry, the people that are pushed to go are people that are building this as a business. I want to stress to you, this event, these events with Prove It are for every single one of you. I don't care if you don't ever share it with anybody else, but you are using it. The knowledge that you are going to get for yourself on how to be better and how to tweak things, absolutely, I'm telling you, it's priceless. So I don't care if you're selling the product, if you want to be a business builder, it makes no difference. You will get a huge return on your investment to be there. I promise you that. So I wanted to get that out there right away. Any of you that want to go, if you have questions, side message us, send us emails, send us Facebook messages, call me. My number's on my site, please, so that we can talk about it. The last thing I'm going to mention, I'm going to probably give the story to Nancy, but you hear people talking about the arrow, okay? Some of you probably saw some still photos that I took. Peter has a video of this, of Nancy and I with the arrow, but the technologically challenged folk that we haven't quite figured out how to get that from the phone, out of email, and up to Post-it. Great picture, Tim. But most of you have heard of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins was my very first kind of self-help guru. I loved him. I bought his book, the first book that came out, Awaken the Giant Within. Well, he has a son who was 31 years old, looks like him, sounds like him, has similar phrases that he uses. Well, he was a guest speaker at this event. Now, it's still huge. Okay, he's not his dad, but he was excellent. And he's gone into the family business. So if any of you have heard of Tony Robbins or you've heard of self-help seminars and stuff, you might have heard about walking across coals and that type of stuff. Tim Frey, I believe, has done that. Well, we did something as close to that as I can imagine. And what it was we were each given a real arrow from a bow and arrow with quills and a metal point. And we put that up to our throat. And we switched. We were partners. So there's Nancy's. So I happened to go first between Nancy and I. I put that metal tip here. Now, there were safety issues in place, and I'll let Nancy explain that to you. She held the other end. I had to walk into that arrow. Now, I'm going to tell you, I knew it was going to be okay, but I was scared to death. And there was more to it than that, but I'm going to let Nancy go because I was extremely moved by it. Sharon was, Nick was, but Nancy really conquered through something that's been dogging her for a long time. So, Nance, over to you, baby.
Oh boy, I I wasn't sure if I was going to fully share this or not, but the arrow breaking the arrow and breaking it in two was very, very hard for me because, you know, I think when it comes down to it that, you know, you can look at anybody, you can look at anybody on the street, you see their swagger, you see something about them, you make up a story in your mind about them, and you think that they have it all together and it's just you and you've got stuff that's floating around in your head. I think we all do it. We all think everybody else has got it all put together and that it's just something, we're just somehow damaged. And, you know, I've been working with a group of ladies. I have a wellness night. It's once a month, and we call it Women's Wellness. And back in February, we had talked about our Chuck It list, which is just the opposite of a bucket list. So, you know, everyone makes a bucket list of all the things they'd like to do in their life. Well, a Chuck It list is something where you want to get something off your, just get a monkey off your back that you've been carrying around. And so I started the process of getting rid of what was happening up here back in February. I gave myself till my birthday to really get rid of what I'd been carrying around, and my birthday was 2 weeks ago. And when my birthday happened, it came and went, and I was like, well, I've worked through a lot of it, but I felt a little tiny bit disappointed because I hadn't completely done everything in my power to completely get rid of it. So when I'm sitting there at this audience and I'm thinking in my head and they're asking us to do this exercise, I thought it was sort of, this is my moment to really decide that I'm finished carrying around some crap that I've been carrying around in my head since 2008. And I thought, if it's not now, when is it? And I instantaneously got to a full place because I think we take the stuff that we carry around in here, I think we carry it with us like a security blanket. It's like it's an excuse we make to ourselves to be okay with the fact that we've only accomplished to here instead of accomplishing to here. Well, you know, it's our security blanket. So in my head, I'm thinking, if I really do this, if I really break this, am I going to, what's going to be my excuse? And I got scared because I didn't think I could do this. I really didn't. And then I saw the leadership up on the stage, and they talked about what they were afraid of. And I'll tell you, it was interesting watching Michael Beale do it. He was the first to go, and you could see he was scared. His face, this is a really big, good-looking guy, and he looks like he's got it all together, and he's standing up there, and they're telling him, you're going to point this arrow at your neck, and you're going to do it. His face beat red, and I'm in the audience, and I'm like this, because we have no idea what's going to happen. And when he walked through it, I was like, okay. But it was listening to Michael Rutherford talk about and publicly talk about the fact that he didn't feel worthy to be with people, to be with certain people. And he laid his fears on the line for the rest of us to hear, and then he walked through his arrow, and I thought to myself, I can do it. I can get rid of the stuff I've been carrying around for a long time. And so So just like Michael did, I'll share with you what I wrote on mine, and Debbie's right. Ours are very similar. So there's Debbie's. So on my arrow, I wrote, my fears are I will fall short of my goal again. I feel like I don't deserve success. I feel like I quit on my dreams because I don't believe I can do it. And my final one was, I'm afraid of what people will think of me if I fail again. And that was hard for me to admit that that was what was going on in my mind. And, you know, then we had to write down on a piece of paper. We had to write down and say, I must follow through because. He said it's not good enough to just write down what your fears are. Why must you follow through? What's on the other side for you? And so I wrote, I must follow through because I'm ready. I deserve success and happiness. I have a song in my heart that needs to be sung. And I love myself enough to do it. And we folded it up and we held it in our hand. And thank God I had Debbie on the other side. And she walked into me and we hugged each other. I was so glad I wasn't going to be charged for attempted murder by killing her with a jugular or something. And so anyways, I guess why this was so significant is because when you're taking Keto OS and when you're looking at a company like Keto OS, the bottom line is the company's mission. Prove its mission, and Brian Underwood, the guy that's leading the charge on this, they have a mission to human optimization is about all parts of being human. I've got partway through my goals of what I said in my chuck-it list, which was to lose a ton of weight. I'm partway there. But another big part, was to stop blaming myself and stop punishing myself for stuff that happened in 2008 that I can't change. I can't go back and change that. It is what it is. I got to let that go. And you know, human optimization is being the best you that you can ever be. And that may very well be up here. And so the company's mission is to be that everything that they do, so I'm going to just read it because I've got the mission statement. Everything we do to unveil the hidden truths. The hidden truths. That was a truth that was inside of me that I was trapping in there because I wasn't willing to let it go, because if I let it go, then I'm totally accountable to myself now. And I had to be willing to break that so I could walk through it. So that was a hidden truth for me. And so the hidden truths related to a healthy human body. And when you're carrying around a lot of stuff in your head, that's not contributing to your health. That's contributing to your disease. You don't have health in your body when you're thinking badly about yourself. We disrupt the status quo in the pursuit of better. We disrupt the status quo, what you're doing every day, in the pursuit of being better as we introduce evidence-based products that can prove it. So that's the kind of company you're involved with. That's what you get by when you're taking this. It's not, I could go on about some of the science and just like everybody else, and I now know what the beta-hydroxybutyrate, how it relates to the MCT oil, how it gets in past our mitochondria to protect our cells. I could tell you the whole story now. But at the end of the day, if you get nothing else out of this, becoming involved with a community that wants to help you become the best you that you can possibly be, that's what this is all about. And that's why Vegas is important, not because I learned how much money you could make from this. In fact, I still don't have a clue how much you can make from this. In fact, I still don't know how you build a business in this. They never said anything about that. They spent hours and hours helping us to get rid of stuff, helping us to change the way we are thinking about our life in general. That's what they spent time doing. And I was really emotional for most of Saturday. I could barely carry on a conversation. I was sort of distracted because I was kind of emotionally exhausted from what we did. That was a big thing for me. That was not a little thing. That was a huge thing for me. And Sunday I was tired because we had to be at the airport at the earliest hour you could possibly imagine. But yesterday, when I'd had sleep and I'd had rest, I had a rush of energy come over me that I haven't had since the first day that I got on the product, because I feel like something has shifted and something has changed in me. I feel lighter, and I'm looking at the world from a different point of view. I'm looking at it without glasses, without my glasses clouding me, clouding my judgment. And so that's what this means for you. That's what it means for you. So, anyways, mwah.
Thank you, Nance. Well, I am seriously grateful that I had you on the other end of the arrow too, and thank you for sharing what you wrote on that. I can tell you that for Sharon and I, it was ditto. And one of the things, I think they already mentioned it, but I want to say it again. The interesting thing is that when we're looking at someone else, we're holding a perception of their outside. We don't know what's inside. So we're seeing their outside, and we think, oh, they've got it all together. Oh my gosh, they know everything. Oh, they're this, they're that. That's our perception. We don't ever truly know what's going on inside of anyone else. Some of the things that the group of leaders shared, I never would have thought that they would say, because my perception of them is completely different. But here's the deal. We are all the same inside. We're all the same inside. And each of us has something different as we're progressing in this game called life. Some of us get through some things quicker than others. Some have things that take longer than others. I mean, one of the things that I have been holding on to is that I began this so-called self-improvement, being better at around age 18. I'm about to be 53. And I always think I should be better than I am. Now that's great, because we should try to be better than we are, but I think of it and have been thinking of it in a negative way. In other words, why haven't I already learned this? Why haven't I already accomplished this? Why am I not past this already? Well, guess what? Because I'm not. And that's just the way it is. When the time is right, it will happen. And, human optimization, which I told you in the beginning, this is what we're going to be talking about. It encompasses every single area of our life. And so self-improvement is absolutely vital. Our human potential is directly related to our self-improvement, because it's not over till it's over. There's always something new to improve upon, to enhance our lives, to make it better. So, as Nancy said, the mission of this company is massively, folded. It's not one thing. It's not weight loss. Weight loss is an excellent side effect of ketones, ketosis, and Keto OS. Okay? Keto OS is an amazing product. It is doing amazing things. The science, we just can't share the science with you guys. There's too much, and we're not experts. That's why you have to be there. That's why you have to hear the experts, as Peter said in the beginning, break it down into layman's terms. We can try, but there's just nothing like sitting in that lecture hall. When I was in college, I could have somebody else take notes for me if I was home sleeping, but I would not get the same deal as if I showed up and went to that lecture hall. This is huge. One of the things that Brian Underwood talked about, and I know Brian Underwood and I know Michael Rutherford, I've been in business with them before. They're great people, I already knew that. One of the things that they talked about that I really hadn't given a lot of thought to was, why is this disruptive technology, because that's what it is. We are disrupting the food industry. We're disrupting pharmaceutical industry. We're disrupting people's thinking, right? Why are we doing it? Why are they doing it through an MLM? Why didn't they just go to GNC or Walmart and pitch the product and get it put on the shelf? Right? Mass. There's really good reasons. Number one, let's go back to the food industry and let's go back to big pharmaceuticals. The potential of this technology, this product, and the keto lifestyle, and the research that is being done on the effects of ketones in our bodies is going to affect the food industry. It's going to affect big pharmaceuticals. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, I don't know. But here's the deal. You and I are the foot soldiers. We are at the front of the pack of this movement to change the world. And I'm not being crazy here. We are on the forefront. Dr. Atkins fought this battle for many, many, many years, and he took a lot of heat for many years. And there were people that, absolutely believed in him, people that thought he was a kook. Well, the studies are happening. They're having the first ever, now this has nothing to do with Prove It. This is a medical seminar. It's the first ever conference on ketones and ketosis and ketogenics. It's in Tampa, Florida in January. I won't be at it because I'm going to be in Vegas. Had I not been in Vegas, I would have been at that. I don't care that it's presented to doctors. I personally want to become a master in the knowledge area of ketones and ketosis because I absolutely know this is going to be on the front of magazines sooner rather than later. So I wish I could push this energy into you so that you can wrap your head around how huge this movement is. It's not just another little drink to lose weight fast. That is not what this product is. That is not what this company is about. It's a great side effect. It's the most visible side effect, right? Because we can't see all of the amazing things it's doing for us inside. But the research and studies are proving it. And they're amazing. I don't want to go down the science route because I'm a science nerd and I love all this information, but I want to mention one thing because it struck me. One of the doctors talked about epigenetics, right? Epigenetics? I think I'm saying it right, I'm not sure. That is a big upcoming area of research and study, and I found that intriguing. All I'm going to tell you about that is one of the reasons I was so wanting to be on a ketogenic lifestyle besides my husband's health is that both of my parents have cancer. My father has heart disease. He's had open heart surgery. My mother's had strokes. Okay? All I've been doing is thinking, this is in my future. This is in my future. My risk factors are through the roof because they all have that. Epigenetics is studying that and studying how ketones can change that risk factor. So that just because both of my parents have cancer, through ketones in our body, that genetic makeup can change in me. That's mind-blowing. That's huge. And I'm not smart enough and I don't have enough knowledge to take it any further than that yet. But it's becoming my passion to learn that. So, listen, I want to open it up. Anybody else have anything else you want to throw in? Last minute things? Or do you think we hit it all? Open up your mics. Let me know. Sharon?
I'm getting there.
All right. Nance, anything,
am I open?
anything else?
Am I
You're
open
open
now? Okay.
Yep, go ahead. Anything else, Sharon?
Just I don't want anybody giving up. I don't want anybody getting discouraged. We have seen it. We understand. It's our job to educate other people into understanding what we now know. I mean, everybody that's on this webinar right now is a prover. I mean, we're all using the product. We all know what it can do. And like you said, we're the foot soldiers. It's our job, not our job. It's our, what do I want to say, Debbie?
Well, I mean, I think it's our mission. It's our mission.
Mission, yeah.
It needs to become your mission.
It needs to be told. And when people don't want to join us and, oh, well, that's too expensive, you know, oh, well, let them go. They'll come around. Because, like you said, this is just this is a movement. It's not going away. And you need to stick it out. You need to stay and you need to keep on doing it because people need to hear this. People need to get well. You don't want to be like your parents 30 years from now, do you? You don't want to have your boys having to take care of you. I didn't want to have my girls having to take care of me. I don't want that. I want to be viable till the day I die.
Amen.
And I hope that's 100 years.
Well, we hope so too, Sharon.
I mean, it's just, and you don't stand a chance if you aren't using ketones. You don't stand a chance because you're just open to everything, inflammation, all kinds of diseases, and they're going to get you. You know, sooner or later, something's going to get you because of the crap we eat. And we've got to get people to understand this, and I'm on a mission.
Yep. Well, we're all on a mission.
I was on a little mission before, but now I'm on a big mission.
I know.
You need to get to events.
Thank you, Sharon. You know, and I want to say this again. It's not about weight loss. That's just the first thing that people can see. We can't show that Sharon's back doesn't hurt anymore. We can't show that, you know, somebody, whatever it is, that their brain is better. We can't show that. So the visible proof is in the weight loss. But I want to encourage any of you that perhaps are sharing this as a business. Please don't make that the number one thing. Please let them know that it is about health, that it is a health product with a wonderful side effect of weight loss. And there are a lot of things that need to be tweaked on a personal level with the product for weight loss. My poor doggy. Everybody's different. We learned that there. Some people could be thrown out of ketosis and losing weight if they are putting a lemon in their water. So we all have to take the personal responsibility. We can take the guidelines of what a ketogenic diet is, but we need to pay attention to our bodies. Okay, so Nance, I know you want to say something else. I can tell you're chomping at the bit.
No, I was just going to say that, I mean, I was just going to wait till you were done, but we've got, I'm hoping that next week we're going to have Dustin Schaefer back on our Be Better Tuesday call. So I just wanted everybody to get the word out, spread the word. If you've got any sort of questions for Dustin that he could answer about any kind of things that's happening with you or you're concerned about or things aren't happening exactly the way that you think they should, if you could get that to either Debbie or myself so we could get that off to Dustin prior to the call next week. And they've tentatively got another keto expert lined up for us for the following week. This gentleman has a son that's has epilepsy, and he and his family have been following this this lifestyle for a number of years now, and he does podcasts and all sorts of things. I've met him, I've chatted with him. He's not part of Prove It, but he's very knowledgeable, and he wants to, I was hoping he could come on and maybe answer some questions from a guy that's been on using the in the lifestyle for quite a number of years and with children. So I thought that would be very interesting for down the line, to probably in 2 weeks' time. I just sort of wanted to throw out those kinds of things so you had an idea of what was coming in the next couple of weeks, so we could get, and please, please, please feel free to ever just pop people into this format and let us just talk to them. We're going to be focusing in on this human optimization piece. We're talking more and more and more about being better than we were the day before. So that's all I've got.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nance. Well, I remember a long time ago when I first started in network marketing, which has been 21 years now. I remember talking to somebody and they said, network marketing is just a cover for a personal development group, because really that's what it is. So we have the best of both worlds here, because we have a company that is all about being better, that happens to also be a network marketing company. So we're getting personal development. And again, it's for you. It's for you. It's not just for, building a business. This happens to be the one book that Sharon has read that I mailed her. I buy a few hundred of these, and I mail them to people because it's small, it's great information. It is about network marketing and how to build a business, but it's a great book regardless. Another book that I've got gazillions of them. This is another great book. It's by John Maxwell. It's called The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. This applies no matter what you do, whether you are on a sports team, whether you work for GFS and you're a sales rep, whether you're Tim Frey and you're an entrepreneur and you're about to launch something new, whether you're a chef, or whether you're driving Amish around and you got to deal with them and make them happy. Okay, we're all involved, whether it's a husband and wife, you're a partnership. There are rules that absolutely benefit each of us, leadership rules. So I'm going to start sharing one of these every couple days too on the page, just like I share a motivational video. I also, Nick and Sharon were absolutely fantastic. They took pictures constantly all weekend of the big screens where the doctors were posting information. They've got them to me, and I've downloaded most of them. So I'm going to sort through them, and I'm also going to start posting one of those on the Facebook team and try to kind of give you a little message about what it meant. Just to try to share the knowledge with you guys, okay?
One more thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought. You may see us, Debbie and I are going to go through the Facebook group. You may see some posts that are going to be removed. There's going to be we have to clean some things up. There was, over this weekend, there was a conversation about compliance and what we can say and what we can't say. So please, please, please don't get upset. We're going to do a big sort of a little bit of a cleanup and a relaunch of the Facebook group, just so that we can make sure we're always in compliance with what we're in compliance with what the company position is, and so just wanted you all to have that heads up. And I believe that Debbie is going to organize a call. I'm not sure if we're going to do it this week or if we're going to do it early next week, but it's a business building call. So if it's something you are interested in learning on how to do it, we're going to have some ideas and some tips and all that stuff. If it's what you got an inclination towards that, we'll get that information out to you through the Facebook group as well. So that's it.
Absolutely. It's I'm going to be doing it on Wednesdays. I'm going to shoot to get it done for tomorrow night. It's going to be called Work It Wednesdays. And like she said, that's going to be for business. That's going to be, we're going to really focus in on that and keep it tight. And as far as the compliance goes, let me just give you some of the big ones. We cannot make claims for how much weight we've lost or how much weight someone will lose. That is individual, and we cannot. Now, posting a picture of yourself, a before and after, with no amounts of weight loss is a different story. We cannot make medical claims, okay? But Sharon can certainly say, I don't know, but my back is better, okay? We just cannot, and this is very typical in the United States with the FDA and the FTC, and they don't do it just to network marketing companies. They do it to many businesses. They're ready to pounce. We met the company's attorney, who, my brother-in-law is an attorney. They dissect every single word. If it's the or it, they make sure that it's in the right place. So as we learn more about that, we'll share it, but I want you to know that in your back office, and everyone has a back office, even if you're a customer, there is a do's and don'ts section. If you click on where it says home and you look to the left, there's downloadable PDFs, including the comp plan. There's also a do's and don'ts. So please just take a look at that. And if you have a question, please message one of us or support, okay, before we put it out there. So, all right, guys, I absolutely adore you, my panel, and I adore all of you out there listening and watching. And Tim, I didn't ask you, buddy, do you have anything else you want to say, or are you good?
No, we're good.
All right. Thank you so much, Tim, for staying on longer. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And listen, let's just go optimize who we are, eh? Have
Awesome.
a good night.
Have a good night, guys.